Hi, I'm Chap Bettis, author of The Disciple Making Parent, and this is my audio blog, where I read some of my blog posts in audio format for your convenience. In today's episode, we're going to be thinking about hospitality. That hospitality is a New Testament value and duty. Let me start here with some verses. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to the fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts. That's Acts 2, 42, 46, 47. Romans 12:13 says these words in the section on love: practice hospitality. And 1 Timothy 3:2 says that the overseer or pastor or elders must be hospitable. There's something mystically bonding when true hospitality occurs. The more a church becomes building-oriented, the more this spiritual activity will atrophy. In a healthy church, hospitality and table fellowship are occurring in families and across families. There's nothing quite like breaking physical bread together while sharing how we have feasted on Jesus, the bread of life. Hospitality is not entertaining. There's a place for entertaining in life. Entertaining is fun. Entertaining is about having a sparkling house and sparkling food and sparkling activities. Entertainment conjures up images of a candlelit living room with hors d'oeuvres and a fire in the fireplace, and several courses to the meal. That makes my mouth water just thinking about it. But that's not hospitality. That's a party. And there's a place for parties. But hospitality is simple. Hospitality is sharing Christ with others as we share the food we have. It's keeping the meal simple enough so that the fellowship, not the food, is the focus. It's putting food together so that everyone, including the hostess, can enjoy the time. It's asking questions about the other's walk with Christ, his or her understanding of God, or living the Christian life. It is about all pitching in to clean up. Well, what are the barriers to true hospitality? Well, every barrier is in fact a spiritual barrier. Some don't practice hospitality because they don't think they have a nice enough house or apartment. They'd be embarrassed if someone saw how they lived. Their house, they think, is too small or too simple. This perhaps is a temptation for the women among us. But if the goal is to love others, then there comes a wonderful self-forgetfulness. Sharon and I once ate in an inner-city kitchen on paper plates with a piece of plywood as the table, and we had a wonderful time. Some Christians don't see hospitality as a priority to spend their time and money on. In addition, for some men, their home is their castle. Having people over is for our wives to worry about. Providing a meal does take time and money. It takes effort and death to self. But it's a biblical command for both men and women. See, hospitality is not just about the food. It's about spiritual communion. It's about providing spiritual rest. It's about asking good questions over good food. It's about giving our children time to interact with other adults. Thanks to my wife's encouragement, this has been a strong emphasis of our family, and looking back, it was helpful in the development of our children. How? Well, in a number of different ways. It gave our family a goal to work for. Even though we were not entertaining, it still took work to prepare the food and prepare the table and straighten up the house. We tried to involve our family in this so that they would see this as a whole family ministry. We were working together as a family to build up the body of Christ. So it gave our family a goal to work for. It also builds relationships. From an adult's perspective, often there are lots of little kids running around and you can't remember their names. From a child's perspective, often there are lots of adults and you don't focus on individuals. Having 2 or 3 adults over helps narrow the focus. Adults can focus on your children. Your children can focus on these adults. In addition, it can build relationships among your guests if you have more than one family over. So it builds relationships. It gives a witness. Often we would ask our guests how they came to know the Lord, or we might ask them about some life lessons they learned. As adults, we really wanted to know the answers to these questions. But in an indirect way, our children were learning as they were listening. So it gives a witness. It also encourages singles. Though singles display the gospel as they live for heaven, it can still be lonely. So don't just invite other families at your life stage. Invite those who are older and younger, single and married. They will walk away feeling loved and encouraged. So it encourages singles. And lastly, it builds strong memories. Having Christians and non-Christians around your table will be remembered by your children. Now you're not just, quote, going to church, but you're reaching out to non-Christians, to visitors, to other believers. They see and feel the love of their parents towards others. They will cherish those memories. As you grow in your walk with the Lord, learn to grow in the spiritual ministry of hospitality. And to those who are especially given to this ministry, please know how important you are to the body of Christ. Well, thank you for listening to the Disciple Making Parent audio blog. This ministry is equipping families to stand strong against the rising antagonism to the gospel. After all, what is more important to us than the souls of our children and grandchildren? But we can only do this because of people like you who support the ministry through monthly or special gifts. If you have benefited from this ministry, would you prayerfully consider becoming a monthly or regular financial partner? Visit thedisciplemakingparent.com/give.